Have you ever wondered how your morning routine affects your heart health? Most of us wake up, grab a coffee, check our phones, and rush out the door without realizing that our first few habits can either help or harm our cardiovascular system. But if you have high blood pressure or want to protect your heart function, your mornings matter more than you think. Blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against your artery walls as your heart pumps. When this pressure stays consistently high, it strains your heart and damages blood vessels, leading to various complications. This is where simple morning habits can help reduce arterial pressure, decrease heart strain, and improve overall health. And the best part? These habits are easy to follow and can make a huge difference over time. So in today's video, we'll walk you through the 10 best morning habits to lower blood pressure and keep your heart in top shape. Let's get started. Number 1. Start your day with hydration. Drinking water first thing in the morning is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to support your heart and lower blood pressure. This is because your cardiovascular system relies on proper hydration to maintain blood volume and circulation. When you wake up after several hours of sleep, your body is mildly dehydrated, and providing it with water helps thin the blood, making it easier for your heart to pump and reducing strain on your arteries. So starting your day with hydration is important, but hydration isn't just about drinking any amount of water. It's about doing it the right way. The ideal approach is to start your morning with 16 to 20 ounces, about 2 to 2.5 cups, of water, preferably at room temperature. Cold water can shock your system and constrict blood vessels, while room temperature water helps dilate blood vessels, improving circulation and allowing the heart to pump more efficiently. It also stimulates digestion, which can prevent constipation, another factor that can indirectly raise blood pressure when straining. If plain water feels boring, you can also add a squeeze of lemon or a splash of unsweetened cranberry juice. This will make a big difference because lemons contain potassium, which helps balance sodium levels and regulate blood pressure. The vitamin C in lemons also improves blood vessel elasticity by supporting collagen production in artery walls. However, remember, more water isn't always better. This is because overhydration can dilute electrolytes, particularly sodium, leading to hyponatremia, which can affect heart rhythm. The key is to listen to your body. A good rule of thumb is to drink enough water to keep your urine light yellow. Dark urine signals dehydration, while completely clear urine indicates overhydration. Moreover, another great way to boost hydration is by eating water-rich foods in the morning. Fruits like watermelon, strawberries, and cucumbers contain high amounts of water and provide potassium and antioxidants, which help regulate blood pressure and reduce inflammation in the arteries. Starting your day with a fruit bowl or smoothie not only hydrates you but also supplies essential nutrients that support heart function. So by making hydration a priority every morning, you're giving your cardiovascular system the support it needs to function efficiently, reduce arterial pressure, and maintain overall health. Number 2. Practice deep breathing exercises. Many people rush through their mornings in a state of stress and hurry, unknowingly triggering their fight or flight response and raising their blood pressure before the day even begins. While some morning adrenaline is natural, chronic stress is a major contributor to hypertension and heart disease. This is because when you're stressed, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that constrict blood vessels and increase heart rate. These physiological changes temporarily boost blood pressure, and when stress becomes a daily constant, this elevation can become chronic, leading to long-term cardiovascular damage. A better approach is to spend 5 to 10 minutes on deep breathing exercises first thing in the morning. The ideal technique is diaphragmatic or belly breathing, where you inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 1 to 2 seconds, and exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, which naturally lowers blood pressure and heart rate. If simple breathing feels too basic, you can also try the 4-7-8 breathing technique developed by Dr. Andrew Weil. This involves inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8, which creates a natural tranquilizing effect on your nervous system because the extended exhale helps reduce anxiety and promotes relaxation. Deep breathing exercises have been shown to reduce systolic blood pressure by 5 to 10 millimeters of mercury in some studies, making them as effective as certain lifestyle modifications. They work by increasing oxygen in your blood, reducing stress hormones, and promoting vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels that reduces resistance to blood flow. However, remember, consistency is key. This is because the benefits of breathing exercises build over time as your body learns to regulate its stress response more effectively. The key is to make it a daily habit rather than only practicing when you feel stressed. Moreover, another great way to enhance your breathing practice is by combining it with mindfulness meditation. Spending a few minutes focusing solely on your breath while acknowledging thoughts without judgment can further reduce stress hormones and inflammation markers in the blood. Research shows that regular meditation can lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure by 5 millimeters of mercury or more when practiced consistently. So by making deep breathing exercises a priority every morning, you're giving your heart a chance to start the day in a calm, regulated state rather than a stressed one, setting the stage for healthier blood pressure levels throughout the day. Number 3, get morning sunlight exposure. Do you start your mornings indoors with artificial lighting while checking emails or scrolling through news? If so, you might be missing out on one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to support your heart health: morning sunlight. Sunlight exposure, particularly in the early morning, helps regulate your body's circadian rhythm, the internal clock that controls various physiological processes including blood pressure fluctuations. Your blood pressure naturally follows a daily pattern, typically rising in the morning and decreasing at night. Disruption of this rhythm is associated with increased cardiovascular risk. Getting 15 to 30 minutes of morning sunlight exposure can help synchronize your circadian rhythm, ensuring that your blood pressure follows its natural pattern rather than remaining elevated throughout the day. The best time for exposure is early morning between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. when ultraviolet rays are milder, reducing the risk of skin damage. If you live in a cold climate or during winter months, even sitting by a window that receives direct sunlight can be beneficial, though the effect is stronger with outdoor exposure. You don't need to sunbathe, simply taking a morning walk, enjoying breakfast on your porch, or gardening for a few minutes can provide sufficient light exposure. Sunlight also stimulates vitamin D production in your skin, and adequate vitamin D levels are linked to better blood pressure control. Research shows that vitamin D deficiency is associated with a 30 to 50% increased risk of hypertension, partly because vitamin D helps regulate the renin-angiotensin system that controls blood pressure. However, remember, balance is important. This is because excessive sun exposure, especially during peak hours, can increase skin cancer risk. The key is moderate morning exposure when UV rays are less intense. You don't need to tan or burn to get the circadian and vitamin D benefits. Moreover, another great benefit of morning sunlight is its effect on mood and stress levels. Sunlight triggers the release of serotonin, a mood-boosting neurotransmitter that helps reduce stress and anxiety. Lower stress levels translate directly to lower blood pressure, creating a virtuous cycle for heart health. So by making morning sunlight a priority, you're helping regulate your body's natural blood pressure rhythm, boosting vitamin D production, and improving mood, all of which contribute to healthier blood pressure levels and better cardiovascular health over time. Number 4, avoid checking email and news immediately. Do you reach for your phone the moment you wake up to check email, social media, or the latest news? While staying connected feels necessary, this habit creates a surge of stress hormones that can spike your blood pressure before you even get out of bed. This is because exposure to work demands, negative news, and social media comparisons first thing in the morning triggers your sympathetic nervous system, your body's fight or flight response. This releases adrenaline and cortisol, hormones that increase heart rate, constrict blood vessels, and raise blood pressure. For someone already managing hypertension, this additional pressure surge can be particularly harmful. A study from the American Heart Association found that adults who began their day with a stressful digital experience had blood pressure readings 8 to 10 points higher throughout the morning compared to those who delayed digital engagement. This elevation can persist for hours, affecting your cardiovascular system throughout the day. A better approach is to establish a digital sunrise, waiting at least 30 to 60 minutes after waking before engaging with potentially stressful digital content. Instead, use this time for heart-healthy habits like hydration, gentle movement, or mindfulness practices that set a positive tone for your day. If completely avoiding your phone feels impossible, try changing your settings to limit notifications during your morning hours, or use apps that only allow access to calming content like meditation guides or pleasant music. This creates a buffer zone between sleep and digital stress. The morning hours are when your body's cortisol levels naturally peak as part of your wake-up process. Adding artificial stressors during this sensitive time can amplify the pressure response. By delaying digital engagement, you allow your body to wake up naturally without the added burden of external stressors. However, remember that the goal isn't to disconnect completely. This is because staying informed and connected is important. It's about timing this engagement strategically to protect your cardiovascular health. The key is creating boundaries that serve your health without creating anxiety about missing something. Moreover, another great practice is to replace morning news with inspiring content, if you must consume something. Reading an uplifting book, listening to calming music, or enjoying a podcast on a topic you love can engage your mind without triggering stress responses that raise blood pressure. So by protecting your first waking hour from digital stress, you're giving your heart a gentler start to the day and preventing unnecessary blood pressure spikes that, over time, can contribute to chronic hypertension and cardiovascular strain. Number 5. Enjoy heart-healthy breakfast foods. Many people start their day with breakfast choices that unknowingly raise their blood pressure: pastries, cereals high in added sugars, processed meats like bacon and sausage, or salt-laden fast food options. While these might be convenient, they can significantly impact your cardiovascular health right from the start of your day. This is because foods high in sodium, added sugars, and unhealthy fats can cause immediate and long-term effects on blood pressure. Sodium causes water retention, increasing blood volume and putting pressure on artery walls. Refined carbohydrates and sugars spike insulin levels, which can increase heart rate and blood pressure, while trans fats and saturated fats contribute to arterial stiffness and inflammation. A better approach is to build a breakfast around foods scientifically proven to support heart health and lower blood pressure. The ideal morning meal includes foods rich in potassium, magnesium, calcium, fiber, and antioxidants, all nutrients that help relax blood vessels and reduce inflammation. Oatmeal is an excellent breakfast foundation, providing soluble fiber that helps reduce LDL cholesterol levels. Topping it with berries adds polyphenols and antioxidants that improve blood vessel function and elasticity. A sprinkle of ground flax seeds or chia seeds provides omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and help regulate blood pressure. If you prefer a savory breakfast, try a vegetable omelet made with 1 whole egg and additional egg whites to limit saturated fat. Include spinach, tomatoes, and avocado for potassium and magnesium, minerals that act as natural calcium channel blockers, similar to certain blood pressure medications. Greek yogurt with fruits and nuts makes another excellent choice, providing calcium, protein, and healthy fats without the sodium load of many breakfast options. The probiotics in yogurt may also support heart health by reducing inflammation and improving metabolic parameters. However, remember that portion control still matters. This is because even healthy foods can contribute to weight gain if consumed in large quantities, and excess weight is a major risk factor for hypertension. The key is building a balanced breakfast that satisfies hunger without excessive calories. Moreover, another great strategy is to include natural blood pressure reducers in your morning meal. Cinnamon has been shown to help regulate blood pressure and blood sugar levels. Just half a teaspoon sprinkled on oatmeal or in coffee can make a difference. Unsweetened cocoa powder contains flavonols that support nitric oxide production, helping blood vessels dilate and reducing pressure. So by making intentional breakfast choices each morning, you're not just satisfying hunger, you're actively supporting your cardiovascular system with nutrients that help maintain healthy blood pressure levels throughout the day and protect your heart over time. Number 6. Take medications properly. If you're already taking prescribed blood pressure medications, when and how you take them can significantly impact their effectiveness. Many people take their medications inconsistently or at different times each day, not realizing this can lead to fluctuations in blood pressure control. This is because most blood pressure medications are designed to maintain steady levels in your bloodstream over a specific time frame. Taking them at inconsistent times or skipping doses allows gaps in coverage that can result in blood pressure spikes. Additionally, some medications work optimally when taken at specific times in relation to your body's natural rhythm. The ideal approach is to take your medications at the same time each morning, or as prescribed by your doctor, as part of a consistent routine. Research shows that morning adherence to blood pressure medication is associated with better 24-hour pressure control compared to random timing throughout the day. Create a system that helps you remember, whether placing your medication by your toothbrush, using a pill organizer, or setting a daily alarm. Consistency is crucial for maintaining steady medication levels in your bloodstream. If you take multiple medications, check with your doctor about optimal timing. Some blood pressure medications work best when taken 30 minutes before eating, while others should be taken with food. Some medications may be more effective when taken at night, particularly those targeting the renin-angiotensin system. However, remember that medications work best as part of a comprehensive approach. This is because pills alone can't counteract the effects of a high-sodium diet, sedentary lifestyle, or chronic stress. The key is viewing medication as one tool in your overall blood pressure management strategy. Moreover, another great practice is keeping a blood pressure log alongside your medication tracking. Measuring your blood pressure at the same time each morning, after taking medication but before eating or exercising, can help you and your doctor see patterns and evaluate how well your current regimen is working. So by making proper medication management a priority every morning, you're ensuring consistent control of your blood pressure, maximizing the effectiveness of your prescribed treatment, and giving your heart the protection it needs throughout the day. Number 7. Practice gentle morning movement. Many people believe they need intense cardio workouts to improve heart health, often pushing themselves into high-intensity exercise first thing in the morning. While regular exercise is crucial for cardiovascular health, intense morning workouts can temporarily spike blood pressure, particularly if you're not properly hydrated or warmed up. This is because your body's blood vessels are naturally more constricted in the morning, and blood is slightly thicker after hours of sleep dehydration. Jumping immediately into vigorous exercise can cause a sharp increase in blood pressure as your heart works harder to pump this thicker blood through narrower vessels, potentially putting strain on an already vulnerable system. A better approach is to engage in gentle, progressive movement that allows your cardiovascular system to wake up gradually. The ideal morning routine includes 5 to 10 minutes of light stretching followed by 15 to 20 minutes of moderate activity that gradually increases your heart rate without sudden spikes. Yoga is particularly beneficial for blood pressure control. Poses like forward bends, gentle twists, and supported inversions can actually lower blood pressure by activating the parasympathetic nervous system. A simple sun salutation sequence performed slowly with deep breathing can improve circulation without stressing your cardiovascular system. Tai Chi is another excellent morning option, combining gentle movement with mindfulness in a way that has been shown to reduce systolic blood pressure by 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury in some studies. The slow, flowing movements improve circulation while the meditative aspect reduces stress hormones. A leisurely morning walk is perhaps the simplest yet most effective option for many people. Starting slowly and gradually increasing your pace allows your blood vessels to dilate appropriately, improving circulation without sharp pressure increases. Walking outdoors also provides the added benefit of morning sunlight exposure. However, remember timing matters. This is because exercising immediately after waking can be more challenging for your cardiovascular system. The key is allowing 30 to 60 minutes after waking before exercise, giving you time to hydrate and let your body temperature and heart rate naturally increase from their sleep levels. Moreover, another great approach is consistency over intensity. Research shows that regular, moderate exercise yields better long-term blood pressure benefits than occasional intense workouts. Even 15 minutes of gentle movement every morning provides significant cardiovascular protection. So by choosing gentle, progressive morning movement, you're supporting healthy circulation, improving vessel elasticity, and lowering blood pressure without putting unnecessary strain on your heart, creating a foundation for better cardiovascular health throughout the day. Number 8. Practice gratitude or positive thinking. Many people begin their days ruminating on worries, reviewing mental to-do lists, or focusing on potential problems, unknowingly creating a stress response that elevates blood pressure before the day even starts. While planning is important, a negative mental state first thing in the morning can significantly impact your cardiovascular health. This is because negative thinking triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which constrict blood vessels and increase heart rate and blood pressure. Studies have shown that people who experience chronic negative emotions have higher rates of hypertension and cardiovascular disease compared to those with more positive outlooks. A better approach is spending 3 to 5 minutes each morning in a deliberate practice of gratitude or positive thinking. The ideal method is to identify 3 specific things you're grateful for or looking forward to, focusing on the details and allowing yourself to genuinely feel appreciation. This simple practice shifts your nervous system from stress mode to a calmer state. If a gratitude practice feels challenging, try positive affirmations focused on health. Statements like "my heart is strong and healthy" or "each day, my body moves toward greater balance" may seem simple, but research in psychoneuroimmunology shows that positive self-talk can trigger beneficial physiological responses, including lower blood pressure. Another effective approach is a brief loving-kindness meditation, where you direct good wishes toward yourself, loved ones, and eventually even challenging people in your life. This practice has been shown to reduce both blood pressure and inflammatory markers associated with heart disease. However, remember, authenticity matters. This is because forced positivity can sometimes create more stress. The key is finding a form of positive thinking that feels genuine to you, something that naturally creates feelings of ease, hope, or contentment rather than something that feels like another obligation. Moreover, another great way to enhance this practice is by writing in a gratitude journal. The physical act of writing down positive thoughts each morning engages different neural pathways than merely thinking them, potentially strengthening the positive associations and their physical benefits over time. So by beginning your day with a few minutes of genuine gratitude or positive thinking, you're creating a physiological state that naturally lowers blood pressure, reduces stress hormones, and sets a foundation for healthier cardiovascular responses throughout your day. Number 9. Listen to calming music in our rush to start the day. Many people expose themselves to jarring sounds, alarm clocks, morning news, traffic noise, or fast-paced music that unintentionally triggers a stress response. While stimulation seems necessary to wake up, these sounds can elevate heart rate and blood pressure right from the start of your day. This is because your auditory system is directly connected to your brain's stress response centers. Harsh, unpredictable, or fast-tempo sounds activate the sympathetic nervous system, triggering the release of stress hormones that constrict blood vessels and increase cardiac output. Even if you don't consciously feel stressed, your cardiovascular system responds to these acoustic stressors. A better approach is intentionally exposing yourself to calming sounds or music for the first 10 to 15 minutes after waking. Research has found that listening to relaxing music with a tempo of 60 to 80 beats per minute, similar to a resting heart rate, can reduce systolic blood pressure by 5 to 10 millimeters of mercury by promoting vasodilation and reducing peripheral resistance. Classical music, particularly pieces by Mozart, Bach, or Debussy, has been extensively studied for its blood pressure lowering effects. Nature sounds like gentle rainfall, ocean waves, or forest ambience have similar benefits, helping activate the parasympathetic nervous system that counteracts stress responses. If you prefer more contemporary options, instrumental versions of familiar songs played at slower tempos can be effective. The key characteristics are a steady rhythm, absence of jarring elements, and personally pleasing tones that evoke positive emotions without excitement or agitation. However, remember that personal preference matters. This is because music that you find irritating or boring won't produce the same relaxation benefits, regardless of its tempo. The key is finding sounds that you genuinely enjoy while still having the calming acoustic properties that support cardiovascular health. Moreover, another great approach is combining music with deep breathing or gentle stretching in the morning. This multi-sensory relaxation approach can amplify the blood pressure lowering effects by engaging multiple relaxation pathways simultaneously. So by incorporating 10 to 15 minutes of calming sounds into your morning routine, you're providing your cardiovascular system with acoustic signals that promote vasodilation, reduce heart rate, and lower blood pressure, creating a physiological state that supports heart health throughout the day. Number 10. Manage morning stress with planning. Many people start their days in a rush, creating a chaotic morning environment that elevates stress hormones and blood pressure. This morning chaos, searching for items, making last-minute decisions, and hurrying to meet deadlines, triggers a physiological stress response that can keep blood pressure elevated for hours. This is because time pressure and uncertainty activate your sympathetic nervous system, releasing adrenaline and cortisol that increase heart rate and constrict blood vessels. The resulting blood pressure spike is compounded by physical rushing around, creating a morning stress storm that can be particularly damaging for those with existing hypertension. A better approach is taking 5 minutes each morning, or better yet, the night before, to plan your day intentionally. Create a prioritized to-do list, gather items you'll need, and make decisions about meals and clothing in advance. This simple planning practice reduces decision fatigue and time pressure, two significant triggers for morning stress. Setting your alarm 15 to 30 minutes earlier than strictly necessary provides a buffer that allows for a calmer pace. This margin eliminates the physiological pressure response that comes with rushing and allows time for blood pressure lowering activities like proper hydration or brief relaxation. The night before approach is particularly effective. Spending 10 minutes before bed preparing for the next day can eliminate multiple morning stressors. Laying out clothes, preparing lunch items, packing bags, and reviewing your schedule creates a foundation for a calm morning. However, remember that perfectionism can create its own stress. This is because trying to create the perfect morning routine can become another pressure point. The key is finding a balance between structure and flexibility that works for your life and personality. Moreover, another great strategy is building small mindfulness moments into transition points in your morning. Taking 3 deep breaths before getting out of bed, pausing for a moment of gratitude before eating breakfast, or sitting in your car for 30 seconds of quiet before starting your commute can reset your nervous system and prevent stress accumulation. So by managing morning stress through simple planning and creating margin in your schedule, you're eliminating a major source of blood pressure elevation, reducing the cumulative strain on your cardiovascular system, and establishing a foundation for better heart health throughout the day and over time. And there you have it, top 10 morning habits to lower blood pressure and protect your heart. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to our channel for more informative content. Also, if you're looking for ways to manage cholesterol, prevent cardiovascular complications, and improve your energy levels, check out our channel Heart Health. Here we dive deep into practical tips, diet strategies, and lifestyle habits to help you stay in control of your heart health.